By now we all know our new principal, Mr. Bauer. I had the opportunity to sit down with him and talk about his background as well as some of his future plans for North Penn High School.
My name is Todd Bauer, and I'm the new principal here at North Penn High School. So far, so good. It was really exciting. I was here for 2 months before the kids got here, which, while there was a lot of work to be done, a school is very lonely in the summertime. And it was really exciting to get the kids in the building, to get to know people, see how things operate here at North Penn. And, you know, everything from your classroom visits to athletics outside, to going to the football games on Friday nights, to watching the band and the choir practice. All those things are really exciting. So far, so good. Definitely for the students. Most people get into education because they like kids and they like to help people and help make them better and help them achieve their goals. So I certainly, while I'm enjoying working with the staff and the faculty and everyone here has been great and supportive, it's definitely the kids. I enjoy sitting in a classroom and talking to kids, going into the cafeteria, and just getting to know people. For full disclosure, it is most nerve-wracking to meet with the staff on the first day. I mean, we have 240 teachers here, and certainly they are sizing me up on my first day and want to know what my expectations and how I go about my business. So meeting with the staff the first time was probably the most nerve-wracking thing. I'm going to just try to be myself. I know Mr. Hines was very student-centered, and I know kids loved him, and as did the faculty. I think if you were to go to my previous employers and the students and the staffs there, I would like to think that they would have a similar impression of me. So I believe that if I'm true to myself and do what I've done in my previous schools, that hopefully I will be as well received as Mr. Hines. I went to Souderton. So I've lived in Harleysville my entire life. I lived in Schwenksville for 5 years. When I was first out of college, my wife and I bought a townhouse in Schwenksville. But we have since moved into Harleysville, and she teaches in Souderton, and my kids will go there. But now I've crossed over from that aquatics rivalry. So I'm here now and happy to be here. And I'm just cheering for the kids. I like to see competition. I like to see kids succeed, and it doesn't matter what uniform they're wearing. No matter what school it is, I'm always cheering for the outcome to be North Penn now, because I'm here and I hope to be here a long time. But that doesn't mean I am wishing ill on anybody else. So I want to see kids succeed. So last night after the water polo game, unfortunately Souderton won in overtime. But I was shaking their athletes' hands and I was shaking our athletes' hands and just congratulating the kids on a great job. So same thing in the girls' competition. I talked to some of our girls here at North Penn and some of Souderton's, and I was just excited for all of them because the kids played hard and they were competitive games. I went to Bucknell, majored in math, swam. Wasn't sure if I wanted to be a teacher or if I wanted to do something more in the math field, but once I student taught, I knew that I wanted to work in a school for my career. So after that, I got my master's at Wilkes, my principal certification at Cabrini College, and now I'm a doctoral student at Del Val. Certainly the person I look up to the most would be Mr. Facenda. He's a math teacher at Souderton. He was my swim coach since I was 6. So he coached me growing up through the community program, and then he was my high school coach. And then I taught with him at Souderton. And now he's just a friend. And I believe he's the reason I wanted to be a math teacher and a swim coach. And you know, his wife is my kid's pediatrician, and we're just good family friends. And so he's definitely my mentor growing up. And professionally, I would probably point to Dr. Verano, who's the principal at Souderton, and Dr. David Heiser, who's the principal at CB South, which is my 2 prior schools. I definitely attribute a lot of my leadership style to them. I've been in a lot of buildings in a short amount of time. So I taught at Upper Moreland High School for 1 year, and I was the head swimming and diving coach for the boys at Souderton that year. Then I taught at Indian Valley Middle School for 1 year, which is in Souderton. Taught 6th grade math. And then I took on the girls team too, so I coached the boys and the girls. Then the next 5 years I taught at Souderton High School and continued to coach. And then I went to CB South for 3 years as an assistant principal, and now I'm here. Someone that I respect greatly said to me, it doesn't matter if there's 800 kids or 3,000 kids in a building. A school is a school, and you're still dealing with and handling the same types of things. It's about teaching and learning. It's about helping people get better, whether it's kids or adults. And you still have that athletics component and the arts components and the clubs, school climate and culture. It's all the same things, just bigger here. So I think it will take longer to learn how North Penn operates than it would perhaps a high school that has 800 kids in it. But I'm still going about it as if there were 800 kids. You know, slowly and surely you get to know the people and the operations and how things work. And then once I feel confident in all those things, then we can start to make an impact. Every school is a bit unique within the confines of the state and national regulations, et cetera, for schools. So yes, a school is a school, but they each have their own intricacies. They each use their own software and different programs and procedures for different things. But in general, they have the same things, they just go about them different ways. With short term, it's, I don't want to oversimplify it, but it's to learn as quickly as I can. I want to know everyone's name that works here. I want to know as many students as I can. And I think if you build those relationships and get to know people, then they're more receptive to change and they're more receptive to work harder for you. So short term, it's just to kind of assimilate to the culture here and get to know people and how we do things and just try to make things as efficient and productive as I can. Long term, I think a good measure of your success as a leader is how long you can remain in that position. Mr. Hines was here for a long time, and that's attributed to his success. He was well liked by students, faculty, community, etc., because he was committed to the school. So I think if I have the same longevity here that he did, it would mean that I was fairly successful. So while there are certainly bigger goals and more specific goals, I think that would be a good measuring stick. If I was here for quite a while, that would mean things went pretty well. I have a 5-year-old and a 3-year-old, so I enjoy spending time with them and my wife. We're very active, like to work out, I like to run, bike, swim, try to stay as fit as I can. I love to ski. My parents have a house in Vermont, so we spend a lot of time skiing in the wintertime. Other than that, it's just keeping up with my kids. They're starting to play sports and activities, and it's just supporting them and having fun and laughing, and I just like to be around people.